Hey, it's me, Big P. I wanted to do a quick video going over the current progress of the Blade Flurry champion. I had a bit of a rocky start in the campaign, but as we closed out Act 10 and got into maps, we made some pretty decent progress. Did about 7 or 8 hour streams on the first day. Probably not going to stream any today on Saturday. I'm a little sick, but I did want to make a video showing the progress. This is the highest level tier map I have right now, tier 7, with nothing too scary. I'm going to run into it and just show you how the build's been going. Before we do start the map, though, I do want to go over Blade Flurry, specifically Vaal Blade Flurry mechanically, just so that we kind of go over specific things that you might want to keep in mind here. Let me just hide my cam real quick so that we can read the whole gem. So the first Blade Flurry there at the top is pretty straightforward. The defining characteristic is really the 20% more damage with hits and ailments per stage. That means that you want to go to stage 6 when you are doing the standard attack of channeling, and you can actually keep count of the stacks up there. Well, mana you have to be leeching to get to full stacks usually. We'll go over that, mana and management with that, but I really wanted to talk a little bit more about Vaal Blade Flurry specifically, because while initially I thought maybe it's a little underwhelming, I didn't like it, there's a lot of stuff that's really, really good about it, and it's kind of just worked fantastically, shoring up the weaknesses of Vaal Blade Flurry, specifically in maps, while also giving a bit of tools for single target as well. You just have to know how to work it. So I don't know if you can see, if you compare the attack speed, attack damage, and effectiveness on the standard Blade Flurry to the Vaal Blade Flurry, you can see that it's much higher on Vaal Blade Flurry, and that's because you don't get that more damage with hits and ailments for each stage. So basically, the only thing that matters per stage of channeling for the Vaal version is the area. The only thing that you're really concerned with is what's being tagged. And I don't know if you can read the second thing there. It says, when you stop channeling, deals damage in a smaller area around each enemy in the circle. So long story short, it means that it can shotgun. The more enemies that are in the area, the more damage you'll do. So while you'll only tag a rare monster once, if that's the only thing you're tagging, which is fine, it does you can actually, I'll go over more in the map, you know, the details of when I'm channeling, when I stop, when I do a quick one, when I go for the full channel for Vaal Blade Flurry. You'll see. Long story short, it felt a little underwhelming for single target at first, but you just kind of have to know how to use it. It is very strong. The blind and less damage taken while channeling is 50% less, just overall. Very helpful. Even into yellow maps, just it's going to work really well with some league mechanics. And yeah, let's just go right into the map so you can just see how it works. I'll again, kind of a messy description there, but it's very straightforward in gameplay. It does have one charge. And it's got a very short lockout time of just 3 seconds, so you'll actually be able to use it on every other pack. So I'm going to show you what a full charge looks like, basically. Not on this one, it's too small. Kind of a bad map to showcase it, to be honest, because it's really at its best when it's like full clearing screens, which you certainly can do. I'm thinking to pair it with Breach, Strongbox, Shrines. I've been farming some early essences too. So right here I'm just going to do a quick tap. Now you can see that monster is blind, and it took basically the effect of about a full 6 stack within a second. It's basically like a fully loaded 6 stack of Vaal Blade Flurry that you can just kind of throw out there. See, I just did it again. A little quick one right there. You don't need to do it. Let me show you a full one. On a larger, okay, perfect. So Ritual is another one that you can actually deal with pretty well. Let's see, so let's just, you can see the circle getting big and everything gets attacked there. Letting my cat out real quick, hold on. Otherwise, yeah, the build, when it comes to a channeling skill like this, you do want to be tanky enough to okay, and another one that we'll be good at dealing with is Harbinger. Hold, Shotgun. Wow, definitely don't want to go over all of these. Taking a bit of damage here, but Gladiator. I don't have my Uber Lab yet. I did opt for... Ooh, some damage there. We haven't taken much deaths since we got into maps. Even on like the more hectic ones. Oh yeah, we want that molten shell to work. I actually over leveled my molten shell, so it's not working with my cast when damage taken. Here, let's try it out. Let's do a quick one here. Oops, I pressed it before. You definitely don't want to press it before you open up the whatchamacallit, the essence. Yeah, basically for big packs you can you know, hold it up and fill the screen, especially if there's a lot of monsters, because then you'll get overlaps. I think we can actually get a on the boss coming up here a good example. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so what we're gonna do, boss is here. Let's try and get some monsters around her. Fully charged wasn't that good. This boss is kind of annoying, but we do have a decent bit of max res on the tree that we're taking advantage of. And you actually do have a decent bit of area as well, so it's not that bad. Let's try and do a real juicy one here in the middle. So yeah, basically for things like breach and strong boxes and anything with a lot of monsters is where Vaal Blade Flurry is at its absolute best. And you do want to be tanky enough to, you know, stand around to get the full 6-channel off of the standard Vaal Blade Flurry, but... Oh, that was one was interrupted there. I'll go into more detail after the map. Dropping a bit there on life. Huh. So let me show you an example of a quick one. Basically, you just cover the monsters that need to be clicked. You don't do more damage the longer you channel, which is a bit weird because that's how normal Blade Flurry functions. Of course, for clearing mobs, you only need a stack or two. Now, at this point where we have a decent enough weapon, and the tree is, you know, filled out with the relevant nodes, let's get a bit here. As you can see, you know, you take some damage. Let's save this. I will say, melee does have a bit of a tough time in the Sanctum, particularly our build, which has to... channel to get the full damage out. Been a bit of work to try and get it to go, but otherwise for just general mapping and a lot of other League content, it's been feeling great. It's exactly what ooh, that was a pretty big hit. That was exactly what I expected, was this to set up Blade Flurry as a main skill without having to rely on Reeve for clear. Let's kind of let it pack up a bit until we get the boss here. And then we'll pop the Vaal Blade Flurry. Although, honestly, you really should pop it every time it's up because the cooldown is so low and it doesn't take that many souls to fill it back up. See, I just used it, and, you know, keep an eye on there. Try another one here. Might actually take a death here, too. Yeah, especially with that sort of stuff going around. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm probably not going to go live today because I am feeling a bit sick. There's a quick channel we just threw out there just to do the damage to the boss. It's terrible at clearing legions for some reason. I feel like it just doesn't do the... I do wish it was a little bit... It's kind of hard to tell when I am. I really should be like saying, hey, I'm channeling right now. So I'm going to channel now. Kind of a dead area to channel. It's kind of a shitty map for Legion anyway. Let's try and get some damage out on it. Yeah, see, I don't know what it is about Legion and the rares. I just can't really clear it that well. Everything else, for some reason, it seems to not work with Legion as well as it does with other League mechanics. So I don't know what's going on there. We'll probably come back with these after the video just to check, make sure nothing's good there. And yeah, Whirling Blades is the move skill, is pretty fast. Of course, you can't cover gaps, so you do need to use Flame Dash as well. Kind of annoying, not too bad. And you know, Blade Flurry by itself actually clears pretty well, but you know, there's just the full Vaal Blade Flurry is just something else. It's really satisfying to get a full charge off and just shred shit. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. So let's see right here. See, so when there's a lot of stuff like packed on top of each other, it just shotguns fantastically, and it's hard to do, hard to compete with. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. So as a champion, it's mostly hits that we're good against when it comes to things like ignites. I mean, we are running Purity of Elements right now, so we are ignite immune. And then like chaos damage, and you know, we do have a decent bit of max res now, 79, 79, 78. Mostly coming for the tree, with a bit more that we can get in other spots. Yeah, we'll have to see. There's still a lot of room for improvement in the build. Let's see, let's just grab all this stuff real quick. Did I get this map? I'm full up. That's tier 2 gold. We're not gonna use that. Just grab some stuff, grab whatever. And let's go over the gear real quick. But yeah, as you can see, it's pretty quick. Did take a death there, but I was trying to push to see, you know, between having constant fortify and some max res, we also have a decent bit of spell suppression now, 68 right now, and that goes up to 78 with the flask, and that's with no suppression on gear, just the mastery here, this wheel, and then entrench here. Chaos res is something we're going to need to look into, because again, damage over time isn't really something we're good against. We do have Eric Collie right now that we might upgrade. However, I might also go into Brian King just to avoid being frozen. We might be able to get full elemental ailment avoid between a jewel or two and like on the shield, but that'll come later. Those are upgrades to the build, and beyond that, basically just invested in an On's Might. This is a 1 to 2 chaos item. I got a really good roll for 2 chaos. Dropped the tabby. I was running on a 5 link for like 3 chaos. And everything else I'm pretty sure I dropped. I did buy a Perseverance for 2 chaos. I had the bottom roll of max life. Definitely want to invest in this, but this is how you get permanent onslaught, because you have onslaught while fortified, and as a champion you have 20 fortification. Increased attack damage per 200 of lowest armor and evasion means that we're not going iron reflexes, at least right now. It's better to just have, we don't even have that much armor or evasion really right now. We don't have determination just yet, and we have yeah, a lot more to go in terms of stuff we can boost. We still have just very basic, like this is a crap helmet. Probably gonna sell this to some cold snappers, and get a Blade Flurry enchant. I can't imagine they'll be too expensive. It's not a very popular skill even with the new Vaal version. And Shadows and Dust drop from me early. This is good for a crit build, but it's like not anything. It's just helping us speed along with mapping. Probably get a decent pair of rare gloves. That would be better for us. And then rings or whatever as well. Definitely can do a lot better than these. All the jewelry as well. Pretty decent res on the shield, as well as a nice chunky life. And 30 move speed boots with, you know, A resistance and stuff. Again, very basic League Strike. You'll have a POB in the description. But yeah, I basically was able to get this just finding weapons off the floor. You just keep an eye out for high elemental rolls. Don't run brutality in your main links while you're leveling, because you'll get rid of that elemental damage, which you can certainly use. I would say it was only around the 60s, 70s, around the last act or two of the campaign, where, you know, a lot of your tree is focused on physical damage. A lot of these wheels that we're filling out, some of them are generic damage, which will apply to the elemental rolls, but a lot of it is just impale effect, physical damage, and things like that. So you do need to kind of focus your tree a bit there. We did end up going into acuity for attack speed and accuracy rating here, as well as the precision efficiency, as well as stuff like survivalists and cloth and chain, just while we're leveling to get a bit more defense in terms of armor, evasion, and res. We're going to fill out the cluster jewel here, and because there's a lot of dank stuff you can get on cluster jewels, you'll be able to balance your impale. Oh, we also got the graceful assault here, just because onslaught effect while leveling. This is good. I'm going to keep it for right now, even though we have perma onslaught, just because I believe the onslaught effect is pretty nice. It'll probably be a little bit in terms of like diminishing returns in a bit, so I don't know, we'll see. This is just a quick update on what's been going on. And yeah, the whole Vaal Blade Flurry thing, it doesn't cost mana to use a Vaal Blade Flurry, so that's kind of the time you get to recover your mana. As far as, let's go over the skills, I guess. So right now, Vaal Blade Flurry is linked with Pulverize. This will be replaced with increased critical strikes, I believe. Not really feeling the need for the increased area of effect, although, I don't know, I guess we'll see. Like, with it, seems pretty good. This is in, was this in Blood Stance, or would you go back to Sand Stance? Alright, so we're in Sand Stance right now. If we go back to Blood, let's see. It doesn't seem like that huge of a difference, but it is kind of hard to tell. You know, you kind of have to map with it, and in some map tile sets it should be okay, but I don't know, again, you play with it, it probably will be replaced with the increased crit, you know, once we focus on, like, you know, end game bossing and things like that. But the other ones are melee fizz. Close combat's really nice. It does force you to kind of be right next to the enemy to maximize your DPS, but that's fine because you channel your 6, then you dash through. And yeah, brutality, again, don't use this if you're just leveling and have elemental damage rolls because it'll get rid of that damage. And then infused channeling is really nice. Again, pretty much the only reason to run a channeling build is to take advantage of a support gem like this. Infused channeling is really nice, just gives you more damage. And then infusion, which has a lot of tags: attack, AoE, channeling, physical, Vaal, I guess, also, and melee. So again, you're just kind of dipping on a lot of damage there. The War Chief totem has Maim and multiple totems here. There's a couple other places we can get Maim. Dismembering is probably the one that we're going to do once we're filled out with crit. Chance to Maim on critical strikes with attacks. Probably be better there. But yeah, the Maim from the War Chief, I mean, War Chief is just good to have, and this has +2 melee gems, so this is a +2 War Chief. Not sure how much difference that's making. Here's the move skills. We have Flame Dash, Whirling Blades, faster attacks, and Life Tap, just so that you can spam it without worrying. You know, mana will be an issue otherwise, and you definitely don't want to, you know, ever run out of mana. We don't have a lot of regen really, but we do have an Enduring Cry on left click. That's right here, as well as a very high level Molten Shell. Probably should kick it down a level or two, but you can kind of get away with it. This is a little too high, to be honest. We should probably knock this down to like level 17, 18. Something like that. Maybe obviously 15, 16. Purity of Elements, we're just leveling this with. This will be replaced with Determination once we get our resistances and ailments dealt with. Blood Rage, you just pop at the beginning of the map for Frenzies. Frenzies, you can get a % chance to get a Frenzy charge when you hit a unique enemy on the Sword Mastery. We're probably going to pick that up here because we actually probably are going to drop this node to fill out a Cluster Jewel once we get more Impale on the Uber Lab and on a Cluster Jewel. You do, obviously, once you're an Impale build, you want to stay at a 100% chance to Impale, which we're a little bit over. Right? Yeah, we're at 104 because I was here. I swapped out for Impale Effect because, you know, over impaling doesn't matter. You know, over chance doesn't matter. What else we got? Precision. This is good for crit as well as accuracy rating. As you can see, our accuracy rating isn't maxed out, so we are going to need to try and push this a little bit more. We might pick up an Ichimonji and try that instead, just to get a little bit more mana reservation. You can also find that on jewels now. And then the other auras are Herald of Purity, Dread Banner, and Blood and Sand. Just some nice quick ones there. What else were we using? Oh yeah, Mark on Hit. We weren't using a curse in my initial setup. And Assassin's Mark is basically how we're just going to push crit over the top and get more consistent crit. I haven't done like a setup in POB or whatever. I mean, again, I feel free. I don't know how the hell to set up something like this in POB. There's a lot of moving parts with both champion, full stacks of normal Blade Flurry, plop in a quick Vaal Blade Flurry. I don't know how to calculate the DPS. It's seeming fine for now. As well as for, you know, bossing into yellow maps. We'll see how much more investment is needed for red maps and beyond. Again, I'm not going to stream today because I'm probably just going to try and do some completion. But Sunday we're going to get the first 2 watchstones. We're going to get Eater and Exarch done. So, you know, come by the stream for that if you want to see the build. Otherwise, yeah, I'm just looking forward to investing more and more into it. Lots of room to grow. Definitely not great for the league mechanic itself, but that's okay because the other builds that I'm going to set up this league will probably be more tuned for that. Anyway, and yeah, this was supposed to be a quick video, but it's almost 20 minutes long. I think I went over everything that I wanted to. What else? Yeah, let me know what you started. How's it going? How are you liking the league? I'm loving it. Things seem to be going well. Made a lot of progress with this build. It's not as terrible as they thought it might be, so that's pretty nice. We're at least going to get that first chunk of progress done, and let's see what else awaits us this league. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.